to do these, I used to walk a lot and talk to you. Thought I would talk to you about the daily Millionaire news kind of evening edition. I just saw that stock market had a big down day. Well, yesterday my time, today your time. And I thought we should talk about it. In yesterday's morning edition of Daily Millionaire News, I talked about people wanting to get flat. People didn't want to go into the weekend kind of exposed. And looks like that's what happened. Everybody who wanted to get out got out. Forced selling, or I don't know, forced selling, but selling led to more selling. And that's kind of what happened, I think. Now people are going to rest on the weekend, kind of try to figure out what's going on with this, this virus. And they're taking it pretty serious, right? Just in my quick view, the U.S. has imposed mandatory quarantines for the first time in 50 years. The U.S. has its 7th case, which is not growing, extremely fast, but certainly growing, plus the first person-to-person transfer. You clearly have a China economy that's going to be wrecked, which is going to hurt our exports, right? Our manufacturing. So this is going to be impactful, I think. You need to figure it out. Do you want to be in or out? I think the thing that I watch on this stuff, and it's always the consumer, right? Is the consumer afraid or are they giddy? And I wonder if this would affect... Oh, I'll talk about that in a sec. So, it's watching the consumer, right? Are they afraid or are they giddy? And I can tell you in Asia, where we've been now for 10 days, it was a non-event when we got here. And, just based on the masks, and we actually had people ask us for extras, they're getting afraid. In the U.S., I'm not actually there, but I doubt we even think about it. So I don't think it's really impacting the American consumer just yet. I think the headlines, I think the scary news is certainly going to be impactful. But until you start seeing the malls and car dealerships and even freeways, lighter, it's not going to be impacting anything. Yeah. I don't think the U.S. is nervous. Thank you for that. That's good validation. So I don't think it's going to impact the U.S. at all. Now back to an earlier, thought bubble or comment bubble. I actually know what you call those things. What should I call those things? I have no idea about this social media stuff. I don't think it's going to impact at least U.S. housing prices just yet because, again, it goes back to, are the consumers afraid or not? And right now they're not afraid. In fact, they've gotten a boost, right? Because most people buy houses based on mortgage payment. And last time I checked, mortgage rates were down 0.1%. And they're down 0.1% from extremely low levels. So congratulations, you're saving, I don't know what that would be, $50 a month, $75 a month. It's something, right? So I don't think it's going to have any impact on housing prices just yet. The problem with housing is, the supply. And we haven't had this low supply since 1982, the first year they started keeping records. That's pretty crazy. So that's something that's what we have to watch for on housing is supply. If we see supply jump, you'll know people are nervous. So I don't think this is going to affect housing. I don't think this really affects the American consumer. I do think it's going to impact American, exporters, manufacturers, big machinery, Caterpillar, ExxonMobil. Right? There's no business going on right now in China. So, and it's going to probably be that way for at least another week, if not 2. The good thing is I don't think we hit the 20,000 mark on the virus. I actually didn't see a number this morning. I didn't look. But it wasn't right in my face. I think we were topping out at 10,000 yesterday, your morning. So that's good. But the other thing I wanted to talk to you about today is It's January 31st for you. That's a month of 2020 that's already over. How are you doing on your New Year's resolutions? Do you even remember what they are? Let's see what this says. I don't, so somebody just asked, hey, I got a house, it's worth 5X, what should I do? So let's just put some numbers on it. Let's say you bought it for 50 and 5X would be it's worth 250 now. Well, I guess my question for you is how much cash flow you get, because it's always about cash flow, right? And if you're looking to scale up, as you said, a triplex, I mean, you have to run the numbers. For me, it's always the numbers. I can tell you I did something very similar. So $700 a month. So what I would tell you is if you can get more cash flow, I would definitely scale up via 1031. Just remember what I mean by better numbers, right? So this is a real example that I did and I wrote in our book. I sold a house. I bought a house for 107, sold it for 264, and then I bought a fiveplex, 5 units, for 223 that rented for $3,000. So I sold a house for more than I bought a fiveplex for. And, so if you can get something like that, then yeah, it's probably time to 1031. I don't know your market, but I can tell you most markets and small multifamilies are ridiculously overpriced. But again, I don't know your market, don't have context, but I would certainly look at it. But I wouldn't be in a rush to go bigger because it's all about cash flow. Yeah, I would imagine. I hear Canada's pretty crazy right now. But again, it's all about cash flow. In my market, single family homes still produce a better return, and I wouldn't be in a rush to go bigger. There's nothing sexy about being bigger. All these people talking about I have 1,000 units, 100 units, they don't tell you about how much cash flow they have. Tell me about your net, right? If you net more with 10 houses than someone who has 300, you win. So don't be in a rush just to go bigger because, in my opinion. But run the numbers and see. And I don't know if Canada has a 1031 exchange that lets you hide the taxes, or not hide, but yeah, I guess hide the taxes until you sell the triplex in your example. So back to what I wanted to talk about. It's the end of January, right? January 31st. Most of us do the whole yearly thing of, here are my yearly goals, and 2020 is a big year. It's a new decade. I'm going to do some big things. Well, no, it's okay. You're not interrupting. This is what I do. It's fun. What I would do is, what have you done on your goals? How are you doing? Do you even remember what they are? Right? It's only been 31 days. February's tomorrow. How are you doing? If you're doing well on them, right? Whether it's losing weight or, more financial responsibility or, I don't know, whatever it is, right? If you're making progress, that's awesome. If you're not making progress, I want to talk to you. I could tell you after being goal-driven in sales to a level that if you didn't hit goals, you would be fired. What's this say? Oh, you're very welcome, Tony. If you haven't been working your goals, and again, I was goal-driven every 90 days for the last 20 years. And here's the deal. You have to set your goal, your big, hairy, scary goal, whatever it is for you, and then you have to break it down. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you should look at my Sunday. Every Sunday I record progress on my goals for you. And I do it for me because, again, I believe in holding myself accountable, but I'm doing it for you as well to show you what I mean. So I have a health goal. I break that down, right? It's eating, it's exercising, it's all those kinds of things, right? It's the variables that make up losing weight. If you want to buy some more houses, how many offers did you write? How many agents did you talk to? I don't know how else to say it, but getting to financial freedom or even having a better financial future, it's all about daily decisions. Daily decisions. And it's the terrible part is these daily decisions take so long to mount up that we lose faith. We just, we go a week, we go a month, we go a year, and we don't see progress, but it's there. You're getting better. So do me a favor. If you're not having any success with your goals, step back and break them down, right? If you want to lose 10 pounds, well, let's break them down to weekly goals. How many times you go into the gym? How many times you skip dessert? I don't know, whatever it is for you, right? I'm not here to tell you the program. I'm just telling you to break down your goals and let's get after it. Hold yourself accountable. Write them down. I write them down, I track them weekly, and I share them with you. I expect people to look at my goals, see my progress or lack of, because again, most of my goals I'm not hitting yet. Call me out, encourage me, see what's going on, right? Do those kinds of things. So again, it's the end of January. The stock market had a terrible day, kind of told you that was coming. People getting flat, getting out. It's the weekend. It's going to be interesting. Brexit is underway. The UK is leaving the EU. That's going to be interesting to watch over the next 90 days. It's going to be February 1st tomorrow, just in hours for you. Think about your goals. Write them down. Leave them in a comment below. I want to see them. I want to see that you guys are taking action. All right, I hope you enjoyed this little walk around Taipei. Annual income, good. U.S. real estate, good. Want to invest, like what state? Jason, what do you mean what state? What state in the U.S.? I missed one of your bubbles. Sorry, man. Let's see if you respond. Oh, what state is good? That's hard to say. I only invest in one, California, and I only invest in one small city. I can tell you there's lots of people looking at the South. But again, I don't think it's about finding the location yet. I think it's about learning the market. You got to learn a market, right? Just pick one. I don't care if you pick Dallas, Texas, or Detroit, Michigan, or Nashville, Tennessee. What you need to figure out, Jason, is how do I learn a market? How do I understand what is going on? Because once you learn that skill, it's like a golf swing. Once you learn Dallas, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 to 1,500 square feet, then you can go, okay, great, Dallas sucks. I'm going to go look at Nashville. Oh, Nashville's not good. I'm going to go look at Huntsville, Alabama. I don't know. That's what I would do. I wouldn't listen to anybody on YouTube about what city to do. You got to figure out what's right for you. Sorry. All right, everybody. It's almost February. 2020 was a big year. I can't tell you how many times I heard about all these great things that people were going to get done. How you doing on them? Let me know. Have a great time, and I will talk to you tomorrow.